the Super Bowl overshadowed some other news during the game. Very sad. Ivan Reitman, filmmaker who directed and or produced some of the most memorable comedies in the last 40 years, Animal House and Ghostbusters, Kindergarten Cop, all kinds of stuff. He has died at the age of 75. Reitman's family broke the news during the night, said our family's grieving the unexpected loss of a husband, father, and grandfather who taught us to always seek the magic in life. Reitman's survived by his wife, 3 kids, including director Jason Reitman. The cause of death not released, but Adam, I figure you might have thoughts on this.
He was a very authentic dude, man. I mean, I was just talking to August about a meeting I had with him and Jimmy and our old manager, was waxing on, and at some point he went on for too long, and Reitman just said, just shut up. Just stop talking.
In mince words.
We're at the Beverly Hills Hotel. He's like, Howard, just no more talking.
Put that on the tombstone.
We got to figure this out. But I like it in that I like the brevity, and everyone else hates it.
Yeah.
You know, and we live in a fucking society where people go like, you go, what time's the flight? I go, well, it leaves LAX at 9:06 in the morning, but
with the time
you should really get there early. Yeah, okay, got it.
Right.
I got it. I just asking this one thing, and it's like, pop, done, move. Like, poor Chris. I get on the phone with Chris. I go, okay, next. I'm not being a douche. It's just like,
Right.
if you're going to leave,
phone,
you got to factor in the drive, too, because sometimes it can hit traffic. Yeah. All know.
But like, how dare he? He's trying to help.
Yeah.
He's spoken hours of words into a phone that Donald hung up.
He yelled at me and Jimmy for not, punching up the script. He wanted us the way he wanted to do it. We went to his house, hung out for a long time.
Stately manor.
He has 2 houses. Yeah. He has the Shah of Iran's sister's house.
Damn.
Which is like, I don't know. Is there any pictures of that house anywhere?
Just go to Google.
So
Street View.
that's literally above his house. His house is just a stately manor. But the Shah's sisters, a little more contemporary and, smaller, like 6,500 square feet or 7,000 square feet, a little more 60s, kind of modern or something.
Bungalow.
And so he moved his entire office into this house. But the house, they just kept the carpeting and the wall coverings. So it doesn't look like an office. It looks like the Shah of Iran's sister's house.
A lot of gold leaf.
But there's like copying machines, like on top of a chest of drawers and stuff. And then his office was her bedroom with this huge panoramic view of the Pacific Ocean made up of, the glass, back then they couldn't do the like kind of radius work. Is that his office? Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh!
That was a bedroom.
And
it was a bedroom.
Look at the skyline.
Yeah, exactly.
He
has a rotunda.
He put his office in her bedroom, and then Jimmy and I just sat there for hours, like with him when he's just sitting behind his desk, just sat on the sofa.
Just 3 people in there.
Just 3 people.
It sounds like the punchline to a joke. The Shah's sister. That's what he uses as his office. The Shah's sister's palace.
Oh my God! I mean, God knows what he paid for that thing up in the hills of. I always forget Montecito. Like he bought the place above his, and then he got his place.
Got the Ghostbusters money.
And
Ghostbusters 2.
Oh my God! But it was really cool, and I think he would like leave his house in the morning, take like a golf cart like up a hill that had like a steep driveway, and then just go up there, and then just go into his office, which was the Shah's sister's house. Also, it makes you hate the Shah and his sister. Like, I get how Reitman got the money to get this. Where the fuck did you guys get this cash?
Good point.
You just rich?
Yeah.
How many movies do you produce?
A lot of oil.
What do you
And they weren't
contributed?
funny.
Hilarious. I like the brevity thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll stop to ask somebody for directions, and they'll give me the directions. And then they'll be like, or you can, hey, shut the fuck up.
We got it.
Because if you tell me these new directions, I'm going to forget the old ones.
I'm with you.
And
Right.
it's like, now you made me be rude.
Right.
Now I got to stop and ask somebody else.
Right.
Because you just muddled everything
It's like
with
when
3 other ways to
Yep.
get to someplace.
someone
Yep.
gives you the code or the address or whatever. It's like, okay, it's 917, not 918,
Yep.
and not 6.
I wasn't
It's like,
thinking
all
about that.
right, I had it for a second.
But there's
It's gone.
also, like, I just want to get a hat that says I'm an adult, because you'll go like, well, what do you think the house would appraise for? And they go, well, 2 million to 2.4, but of course you have to back out the loan. That you don't just get 2.2 cash.
The realtor's commission.
You got to pay taxes. Okay, Grandpa, thank you very much. Understood.
Yep.
Just asked you for that. Why do you? Ugh. Any other pictures of that house, or like from the outside or anything?
That told a hell of a story.
He's
What
looking.
year? Okay, look at that. It's a really crazy thing. So we got to go up to his office and hang out.
And get yelled at.
And then later on,
You got yelled at in class.
we got to go down to his house and hang out.
That's
which
very
I don't think
cool.
we got yelled at.
Oh, that's how you know if you're going to get yelled at.
Yeah.
Which house you're invited
And then
to.
we went to his Beverly Hills office and hung out.
You
We
yelled
didn't
at.
get yelled at there. But then we went to the Beverly Hills hotel and had lunch.
And Howard
my
got yelled at.
manager got yelled at, which was uncomfortable. But it wasn't
curious.
directed toward us.
I'm very curious what he and Jason's relationship is, because Jason's, Brian could speak more to this, but like notable.
Total
right?
hack.
Huh?
No, I was a total hack. Yeah,
Oh,
up in the air. He did Juno. I mean,
Thank you for not smoking.
Thank you for smoking.
Or for smoking.
Some good movies.
But, if he was kind of an authoritarian at home, but it seemed to have helped.
Jason, I've talked to a long time, on more than one occasion. Most affable, friendly
Mm.
dude on the planet.
So that skipped a generation.
Well, my dad's nice.
Yeah.
Now
Nobody
or
likes
before?
Sonny is
happen.
wonderful.
My dad's nice and he doesn't like cars.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Yeah, Sonny couldn't be sweeter.
I met Jason.
Yeah, Sonny's sweet, yeah.
I met Jason. He's pretty cool. He hangs out with Jeff Ross. He used to come to all the roast battles. If I'm,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I met him there. He's man cool. Never
Okay.
yelled at me.
Not once.
Not once. No.
No, he's a sweet guy.
Well, they're looking for more pictures.
And
'cause I'd like to see
I'm
those.
busting Ivan's shots. He was he was a real dude.
Yeah.
Funny, he was nice. I mean, it was authentic.
Yes.
Whatever,
Right.
he'd just tell you what we're doing and
Yeah.
what we're not doing and stop wasting his time.
And I'm sure that would account for a lot of his success.
Yeah.
Did not waste time.
Isn't his daughter in It's Always Sunny, Catherine?
It's something sounds
She's the
familiar
dead tooth
about
girl.
that.
Oh, that's his daughter?
I am 85% sure.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
There's a resemblance.
Interesting. Wow, the dead. I haven't thought about that in years.
Okay.
I do. I have this very distinct memory. I should talk to Jimmy about it. But, we were there at his house shortly after 9/11, maybe a couple of days after 9/11. And his wife called everyone out, and it was like out of a movie, like, Jose's raking leaves over there, and Juan's, tending to the
Bowfinger.
pool. And it was like, everybody, drop all your stuff, come in here, like join
Gather
hands.
around.
We're going to gather around and say a little prayer.
Wow.
Like it was a very, here's what we're doing kind of thing.
You're right, Brian. Maureen Ponderosa was the character she played. And yes, there is a family resemblance. I had no
There
idea.
you go.
Well, while they look for more pictures, because I want to see more of that house, let's move on to Whoopi. She's back on The View. She says she's vowing she won't shy away from the tough conversations.
Like tough to talk to her?
Yeah, Whoopi addressed her absence right off the bat, telling the audience she was grateful to return after her suspension. And this was because she said the Holocaust wasn't about race, it was about man's inhumanity to man. And they told her to take a powder for a couple weeks.
Can we get a little clear definition of suspended? Suspended without pay versus suspended with pay?
My guess is with pay. That's
yeah.
my guess.
When
Like
you're-
a cop suspended
Right.
or like a teacher suspended.
I feel like Whoopi, who's been at that place for 24 years, probably hates every human being she works with. Doesn't hang out for 2 weeks at full pay? That's
Can
not
do.
a lot of punishment.
Yeah, I mean, would you be surprised if
I
would.
expect it.
Yeah.
I would say something bad every week.
Me too.
All right, they say they always make they
Welcome to The View. Fuck the Jews.
yeah
Somebody grab that.
Walks off.
they always do the declaration of she's been suspended.
Right.
Well, suspended without pay is punishment.
Right.
Suspended with pay
Going on a
Vacation.
vacation for 2
is
weeks.
actually nice.
Yeah.
So
But Whoopi's so rich. Suspending
Make a
her
difference.
without pay doesn't make a difference. It's like, I just
Right.
want the 2 weeks off.
That's
Right.
right. Well, after saying she heard from people all over the world and they supported her, they gave her advice, she had this to say.
I listened to everything everybody had to say, and I was very grateful, and I hope it keeps all the important conversations happening, because we're going to keep having tough conversations.
Yeah.
And in part because this is what we've been hired to do. And it's not always pretty, as I said, and it's not always as other people would like to hear, but it is an honor to sit at this table and be able to have these conversations, because they're important. They're important to us as a nation, and to us more so as a human entity. So, happy Valentine's Day, y'all.
Why don't you stop talking for a while?
Give a little too much credit to the View in terms of propelling the nation toward a conversation. Show comes on 11 in the morning. It's only unemployable people who don't
Come on.
drive.
How many of us are talking points?
The unemployable folks who watch The View do not drive any public conversations. Although it strikes me, she's starting to get that voice fry thing.
Yeah.
She's starting to sound like Bonaducci.
Oh, boy.
my.
When Leslie Jones played her on The View, she got the voice fry down perfectly. Like that was
really?
a big part of the character.
When Leslie Jones played her on SNL.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, thank
That
you.
was a decent commercial, too,
That
the
was.
Joneses.
I didn't pull it because it doesn't really have a lot of audio, quality. But yeah, it was great.
Keep it up.
I don't think it tested well, because Jonas didn't have to say, it's keeping up with the joke. We get the joke. We know. But I think a lot of idiots were like, who's he?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Why else would he say his own name?
It's not a lot of idiots. It's the guy who's paying for it.
Yes.
61-year-old wife has no idea who that guy is.
We're saying the same thing.
Right. And then she announces, and if I don't know,
Nobody knows.
because when someone's like, I watch all the entertainment shows, but I wouldn't know.
Right.
Yes.
If this guy,
Right.
and then everyone goes, just fucking throw her a bone, man.
Yep.
And then the
Nick Jonas?
writer gets really frustrated because
Yeah.
he goes, why are we just fucking serving it up to him that way? We look
It's a
at
clever
sweet
joke.
sauce,
Yeah.
and it's a visual. It'll
Right.
work. It'll work. And then
Yeah.
they go, but what's her name? Whose husband
Put a
does this?
fine
She
point
doesn't
on
know.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there were a few other interesting things that happened at the Super Bowl. Big day, obviously, for the Rams. Even bigger day for wide receiver Van Jefferson, as his pregnant wife. And you're going to really respect this woman, Adam.
Are we celebrating his one catch?
Well, no. Well,
Two
the doctor's
catches
one
now.
catch. Samaria Jefferson, his wife, went into labor during the game, was rushed out on a stretcher. And The Athletic reported that Jefferson had grabbed his 5-year-old daughter. They ran through the locker room. They got right to the hospital. And I was trying to figure out, when in the game did this happen? And did he leave in the middle of the game and they didn't talk about it? I could not figure it out. But this is a good woman. NFL.com reports that Jefferson didn't get the word until the Rams had clinched their win, because Samaria had informed the Rams that she did not want them to tell her husband during the game if she went into labor. Didn't want to distract him.
Team player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of a badass.
I'd marry her.
Yeah.
So wait, when did he leave? Did we figure that out?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. It sounds like as right at the end of the game, the game was still being played, but it was obvious they were
when
probably
Burrow
going to
threw
clinch
that
it.
Fourth incompletion. Probably.
But that
Probably
was
should
really at the end of the
Yeah,
game.
I think it was because she didn't want him to know while
She
they were actively
she still
playing.
ruined the celebration.
Yeah.
He didn't get to celebrate.
with the teammates.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
I don't want her to get off the hook for that.
No, you're right.
what I mean?
You're totally right about that. But I thought, what a down woman.
I love that.
Yeah.
We have some pics of Reitman Shaw.
right.
Is
Yeah,
it the
so-
Shaw's sister's house?
It's unclear. I mean, there's not a lot of information on this house on the internet, except that it sold for 8.2 in 2012.
Oh boy,
Damn,
that's
it's nothing.
That's just
30 million?
That's only 8.2 million.
that's the small house.
Well, 2012, it's a decade ago.
I'm still shocked.
That's
Montecito?
insane.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm sure it's worth 22.7.
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
Estimated 23.5.
That's
today.
what I'm saying.
I could get him. I could.
what now?
I could whoop
You
him.
could whoop
I could
him
whoop him down to 22.7. If they're listening to 23.5, all
They'll
cash, no
take
contingencies.
22.7.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm watching too many fucking real estate shows.
Oh, garish.
This is This has a bit of a Scarface element to it.
Yeah, but the thing about Ivan is like you'd walk into the bathroom, there'd be a sunken jacuzzi tub and shag carpet and a padded toilet seat. It didn't feel commercial,
Right.
like office-y.
He took it as is.
It took it as is. And
Chandelier.
He doesn't believe in renovations.
He just
Right.
moved the Xerox machine in there and put up a couple of desks.
I love it.
I'm going to turn this narco's house into into an office
Escobar's
building.
house.
The image of him changing the locks.
You'd go up the driveway and just walk right into the house.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
Holy crap.
sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're showing Reitman's house, I think now. His house
This is all,
right
this is all the same property.
below
road.
her house. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well,
Yeah,
just-
then here's the question. Well, you can find out what year built, sorry. But so here's the deal. You get that house. You paid 8.2 in 2012, whatever.
Yeah.
You go full renovation, or you keep this kind of 70s time capsule?
I like that he kept it.
I kind of like it now.
Yeah.
The way if it looks that way now, it's almost like the theme hotels in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never have to really renovate.
That's true.
It's
a novelty.
It's a novelty.
So we keep it in Shaw's sister 70s
Yeah.
Brady Bunch
keep
house
it Shaw.
vibe.
Keep it Shaw, and you
Keep
good.
it Shaw.
Would you
Okay.
lose some of the accoutrement, like those weird tempered glass things? we
No.
saw?
I don't
really
know.
like
That
those.
you're in for a penny, you got to be in for a
That's a
pound.
good
You know,
point.
Because it's not that you like it, it's the authenticity.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a time
I-
machine.
And I think the bathroom fixtures are gold swans and
Of
stuff
course
like
they
that.
are.
Real
That's fabulous.
garish shit.
I love it.
Yeah.
With those big, like gold sunburst,
Yeah.
sculptures.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Very on
that's
point. Yeah.
Fabulous. Well, just because we haven't talked about it, let's talk about the halftime show. We had Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, all took the stage for the halftime show at the Super Bowl. They played the hits. They performed the shit out of them to a giant map. I don't know if you noticed what that was, but they were standing essentially on this giant map of
Oh,
LA.
that's what you see when you fly into LAX.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool
what it looked like.
on these like sort of white prefab houses. And they played the next episode, California Love, In the Club, No More Pain, Forgot About Dre, everything you'd want. Moments from the performance that got a lot of immediate attention were Eminem taking a knee after singing. A lot of people liken that to Colin Kaepernick. 50 Cent being upside down is a meme that I don't think will be going away anytime soon. But a big debate I personally saw on Twitter, could not find one article on it, was a lot of people on social media
Did
saying
50 Cent looked like a pillow when
75 cents?
all the stuffing
Yes.
goes to one
Yes.
side of it?
Like, how long had he been hanging like that before he started?
Like it'd been a while. Like,
Yeah.
he was curing like
Yes.
a ham.
And oh my God. But
Yeah,
the
like
main,
a shawarma.
Yes, a
Well,
shawarma.
look, anybody, Ian, you
Goodfellas.
know this
Yeah.
better than
Yeah.
anybody. Like, if you're going to do a hit on a show or you're going to do a thing, it's always like, let's get you into the chair. And you're like, I thought the hit wasn't for 25 minutes. Yeah, let's just get you into the chair. Let's get you standing over here,
Right.
but they'll go get you. You know,
Right.
stand behind this thing. It's like, we haven't even started the commercial break from the, we'll get you. So it's like, if they're going to put you in a harness and hang you upside down,
You'd be waiting.
you might be there for a little while.
Yeah, he was probably upside down like Batman, like the whole second quarter.
Yeah, they wheeled him out that way.
And then wheel him out
Right.
that way.
Right.
And he's like, they didn't even start the music yet. And he's in that Spider-Man kisses Reese Witherspoon position
Yes.
for
Yeah.
like the entire
For
time.
a while. I would say the two moments for me that stole the show were the main dancer with him, that girl.
Yes. I
Oh
tweeted
my
that. Did you see my?
No.
Yo, I tweeted that.
I'm in love.
Yo, I'm in love. We got to
I'll you
fight
for it.
over her.
Oh my God.
Yo.
I can't even handle how hot she was. And I like the thick cheerleaders.
Yeah.
That was random and great. But the thing that I personally saw on Twitter, and I wonder if you saw this, Ian, everybody's saying, oh, Snoop is he's supporting Ukraine. And I was like, what? Like all this, like he's tipping his hand that he's really supportive. That's great because of his outfit was blue and gold, and it has to be because of the Ukrainian flag and everything that's going on. Couldn't possibly be because those are the Rams
Yeah, that's
colors.
strange.
No, but
But
he's
there was so much about
I
that.
know.
he's a Crip. So that's almost like a Crip flag, but a stylish version.
So not from Kiev.
So I feel bad for Bloods. They don't have a representative.
That's not fair.
So Snoop just basically like Blood's got to get their shit together and find
Find their
somebody.
hero.
An
Snoop-like
alum
figure
somewhere.
that
That's
can
right.
just rep
Yeah,
them.
you're right.
Yeah.
Well, let's.
And I don't want to get sensitive
Yeah.
here, but on the subject of cultural appropriation, Mary J. Blige's hair is
Barbie hair.
getting pretty long and it's pretty blonde.
Yeah.
And look, I don't want to live in that world, Ian, any more than you do. But if that's the world we live in,
Goes both
then
ways.
it's a two-way street. If the bitches from Seattle can't make tacos, then Mary J. Blige can't have our hair.
Fair enough, Adam. So
Women's it's getting too long at this point.
It can be comical
There's a
sometimes.
thing.
Yeah.
Is this your women be shopping?
Women be shopping for hair. Sorry, that's our hair, Mary.
Barbie-esque.
Sorry, that's our hair.
Let's watch a snippet from the show where Dre and Snoop lead into the Batman like 50 Cent, and then at least you can see the dancer that Ian and I are talking about.
It was a pretty great show.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Vast and endless. Did anyone do a side-by-side of 50 today and 50 when he played the cancer patient? He played a cancer patient in a movie, and he was this is 12 years ago. He was emaciated. Looking at them side by side would be jarring.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can do that.
All right, I think
quick.
are we just done with the part where the parents are outraged or these women scantily clad shaking their behind?
I think that ended with J-Lo and Shakira. Remember,
Yeah,
everyone lost their minds and now we're
moved
done.
on.
Yeah. And I think anyone who would have been outraged was so excited to see their teenage years played out in front of them that all was forgiven.
Oh, I disagree.
Except
Really?
for that Twitter person didn't want to go back to the 90s.
Yeah, sure. I saw at least Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro were not thrilled.
Oh, sorry, I missed
yeah.
those two
Of course.
tweets.
But
That's how you know it's a good
the
show.
Populace
I
at
can't speak
large.
for I only speak for people I follow.
That's true.
Yeah, they're never going to be happy with the ass shaking.
Oh my God, that is very hard to look at.
Wow.
That looks like young LeBron in the crypto commercial.
Yeah, it does.
Hilarious.
That is very scary.
Wow,
Okay.
I didn't know we played a cancer.
Good pull, Brian.
Yeah.
Obscure.
All
And
right. Yes.
I just wanted to tell you that, we've talked about this before, but I pulled this right off of Esquire. I'm just going to read it verbatim. The surprising truth is that halftime performers are not paid to perform at the Super Bowl. We talked about that. Per league policy, the NFL covers all costs related to the production of the halftime show, but the performers don't take home a paycheck. I saw also, though, I read that they get scale, which I don't think they would notice.
I don't know if you have this in front of
Yeah.
you, but I would not doubt that, streaming numbers of their songs were up 8,000% the next day.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They're paying for exposure they couldn't get any other way. They said for Shakira and J-Lo, their song listening went up over 1,000% overnight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's well worth it.
Yeah, there's a reason they'll do it. And
Yeah.
when an album drops, they spend a bunch of money to get a billboard on Sunset
Right.
Boulevard. So do the same math.
Exactly.
All right, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Did you get blown this morning?
Gina. That was the news with Gina Grad.
The Shaw's sister's house was built in 1992. And even though I entered it in 2001, I think the
A lot changed in those 9 years.
architectural
Throwback.
sensibilities of certain people from certain regions maybe a little behind.
Yeah,
our
stuck
own.
around.
Set in her ways from a decor standpoint.
Was it really shag carpet in a sunken hot tub?
It was like, I remember walking in going, oh, this is some 70s, some cool 70s
Yeah.
shit going on. People don't realize 1992 it means middle 80s.
Yes.
People don't
Like 12
realize
years away
it
from
took
the
a
70s.
while
Yeah.
to get from one to the other.
You're
but-
100% right, because my parents renovated half their house in 91, probably right around there. And by the time I left for college in the late 90s, it was dated. You know what I mean? It
Yes.
was this feels a little
Yeah, it does. It always changes in the middle of the decade. Fashion is in the middle of the decade.
Yeah, and then this, like I said, culturally, like a little more Carrera marble, and we're people like putting pubes on our statues. You know what I mean? It's a choice. Yeah. So it's a little of that.
You're not wrong.
Didn't say anything about the Shaw's sister. Or maybe that
No
was
way.
Reitman just
I mean,
kept
I-
telling me that.
Just nowhere in the.
Was he being
I wonder
sarcastic?
when Reitman bought it. God damn.
Let's see. Before it was sold in 2012. It was bought in 98. So maybe 98. Yeah.
For 3.7.
4.9.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but If I waive contingencies, I go all cash,
Yeah.
30-day escrow.
4-3.
I like how we're like, oh, just that. But back then,
no
we
one's
couldn't afford that
mashing.
back then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad bought a house in North Hollywood for $13,000 in the 70s. In
Damn.
the fucking 70s.
Right.
Both the house I grew up with was $10,000 in the Valley, but bought in the 50s, and then the other house was like $12,000. Oh yeah,
And that was an unfathomable amount of money back then.
Oh, I know, because people do all the, it's like, oh, you could have got a Ferrari GTO in the mid-90s for $1.1 million. Now it's worth 40. It's like,
Right.
yeah, who had 1.1 laying
Yeah.
around
Laying
in
around.
the mid-90s?
My parents bought said house in '87 for $250,000, and my mom's dad, fireman grandpa, wouldn't stop. Oh, $250,000 fixer upper.
Right.
He just kept giving it to him. You know,
Right.
oh, for $250,000 fixer upper.
Yeah, right. Worth 2.7
Substantially
now.
more now. Yeah.
All right. You can go to Carolla.com. We're going, the Spokane shows are sold out. Couple tickets left to the late show.
Go do the stand-up.
On that'll be on Thursday, this coming up Thursday. And then Tacoma, all shows sold out, so don't bother with that.
Go do the stand-up.
That's what we're doing, Ian. We're going to go do the stand-up. You go to amcroll.com because we're coming to the Genesee Theater in Waukegan, Illinois, and coming to Kansas City as well. So just
Go
go to
do the stand-up.
That's at the club. That's where we're going. Ian Edwards, Soccer Comic Rant is the podcast, and hit his TikTok at Ian Edwards Comic 1. Yes.
And I forgot that I have one date this weekend. I'm at the Grand Comedy Club in Escondido, which is in San Diego. I forgot about that. Go do
We
the
like that
stand-up.
Oh, come on, G. You knew that drop was coming.
Sorry.
So until next time, I'm from Ian Edwards and Gina Grad and Bo Bryan. Say it. Mahalo.
I'll come back tomorrow and double check.
No, I don't think we'll need you to come.
It's funny.
It's fun to see him.
Yeah.
Much like the movie itself, weird and irreverent. And you're not quite sure what to make of
Bring
it.
it back. Now, this one I got,
a well-executed concept, like, not Chunky Monkey Baby or whatever the hell that one was.
Yeah, Puppy Monkey Baby. I wish I
Yeah.
didn't know that.